What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, we're going to talk about Jedi Fallen Order 2. Now, I teased this yesterday. I tweeted this out, and by the way, if you guys want to follow me over on Twitter, Podcast Now 15 is my Twitter handle. Links in the description, or you can look me up on Twitter. And I'm going to reveal where I got this. This comes from Game Reactor. Now, I don't go on Game Reactor actually at all, but I do remember, like, it's kind of weird because, so what you need to know, I think, to kind of get caught up, there's this guy, I don't even know how to say his name, so I'm not even going to try it, but last May, June, somewhere in like the early summer, he published an article, and he talked about 10 games, technically 11. He did tease Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League before it was revealed, but he had 10 games in his list that he predicted, but he's a leaker, so like he knows certain things, okay? He got 9 out of 10 right, and the only one he got wrong, and I would argue it's not even wrong, is a Silent Hill reboot. He called a Silent Hill reboot, which, if you guys have been following me, I've talked a lot about the Silent Hill reboot. I do think it's real. I think it's just a matter of time until we get an announcement, okay? So the guy got a 90% last year on his test, okay? His final exams in high school. He got a 90. He really could have gotten 100, but the teacher kind of screwed him over. So we have that. Now he published another article, so he's back. I remember the format of it, and he did 5. And they're not nearly as exciting, I would say, as the ones last year, okay? But I want to go over specifically Jedi Fallen Order 2 because while we all know that exists, he goes into some small details about the game, which I guess small details meaning release date. He talks about Alan Wake 2, which again we kind of already know. He says there's going to be another Borderlands game. He reconfirms the Knights of the Old Republic remake, and he reconfirms the Last of Us remake. So, I get, like, if you're reading this for the first time, you're seeing him for the first time, you're like, okay, well, easily 3 of the 5, actually 4 of the 5, because Jedi Fallen Order is already known. You like, it's already known. You know what I mean? So, like, is he actually credible? He is. I guess, in my opinion. You don't have to believe me, but in my opinion, he is. So, before I read what he said, make sure, as always, you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on, give this video a like, and like I said, obviously, Twitter, the link for it will be in the description below. But we're pushing for 50K subscribers, and we're so close. You guys are doing awesome. Let's keep it going. Let's get to 50K within the next week or so. I really think we can do it. So he says, Jedi Fallen Order 2. A large part of the internet seemed to think Disney had canceled its Star Wars deal with EA when Ubisoft Massive announced it's working on an open world game set a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, but that's not true. EA has several Star Wars projects in development, including the fairly obvious sequel to Jedi Fallen Order. The project is once again being led by Respawn, who's been tinkering with it for a long time already, as the plan was to have it ready by 2023. Not that we'll have to wait that long for more Star Wars. So, the Knights of the Old Republic remake, that's one. Now, that's not EA, but that is a Star Wars game that does exist that's coming. There's a lot of rumors that EA is going to announce a first-person shooter game along the lines of Star Wars Squadrons, like that kind of budget level, I guess, that'll come out this fall, okay? So that's a rumor that I've seen. I don't know if it's going to end up happening. I feel like it probably will, and they'll probably announce it relatively soon, but that could also be, I guess, what he's talking about, because besides that, and besides this, unless he's also referring to Battlefront 3, that would be 3 games right there. That could potentially be, all the games that EA is working on with Star Wars. So 2023. Now, that's what I tweeted out last night. I said, like, what if I told you, it's not coming till 2023? And granted, I will give you this, like, the way I word it in Twitter, or like the title of even this video, is more of like a negative point of view. So let me make sure I'm very, very clear with people, right? I don't mind that it takes them 4 years to make a game. 4 years to make a game is quite common. I would say anywhere between 3 and 5 years. Honestly, there's like no problems. If it takes you 3 years, it's like, wow, kind of. I really actually would say 4 years is almost the sweet spot, even though there are so many different kinds of games that take all of the different times. I feel like when you tell people 4 years, it would be like, oh, okay, that's probably like an average. Or if you say 3, and if you say 2, it's like, holy dear Jesus, like, what did you do? I think the time of having a game come out every 2 years is long gone. And I'm not counting, by the way, like existing like Call of Duty even, or Assassin's Creed. These games, even when Assassin's Creed was coming out yearly, it wasn't the same team making them yearly. It was actually, I guess, revolving teams. Same thing with Call of Duty. They give their teams around 3 or so years to make each game. The only games that are really yearly are, I guess, the EA Sports games, and you can tell that they're yearly because there's not a lot of progress ever done to them year over year. But so, like, 2 years never really is going to happen. Even though next-gen consoles are supposed to speed up things, I guess that was kind of negated with the stuff around the world, so kind of like just knock that thing out. But 3 years is probably what people were expecting. That's why I say isn't releasing until, or kind of like bad news, it's not releasing until 2023. It's because I think a lot of people, I think actually when the game came out, a lot of people like assumed that they could get it out in this year, 2021. I think again that assumption's gone, but I think a lot of people were assuming that they could kind of squeeze this out next fall, so fall of 2022, 3 years after Jedi Fallen Order, and it doesn't seem like that's going to happen. What's going to be interesting is the way he words it. It was like it was supposed to come out in 2023, and maybe it's not anymore. Like maybe it comes out earlier, maybe it comes out later. So maybe it gets delayed even further, or maybe it gets like pushed even further, and it's actually like 2024. But I think 4 years is fine. I'm never against game delays, anything like that. I think it's fine. So if the game needs a lot of time, and ultimately, when Jedi Fallen Order came out, obviously they were trying to make or reach kind of like a quota. They were trying to get the game out at a certain time, and they even admitted that like they had more they wanted to do. Especially the ending seemed very rushed. It was, I think, easy. Like, I guess I'm gonna spoil it because it's been 2 years since then. Like with Vader coming and all that stuff, it was amazing. It was I have shivers, or I had chills. Okay, but there was, I think, a lot more they could have done, like at the very, very end, like the last like 4 or 5 minutes. That it just kind of ended, right? It was kind of anticlimactic, and they admitted that they did have more plans, or they wanted to do more, but they just couldn't get it done. So ultimately, the longer it takes them to do it, ideally, the bigger the game's going to be, or the more, I guess, fully realized. That's probably the best way of saying it. The most realized the game's going to be. So I have nothing wrong with it. It's just a longer wait. Again, instead of us getting it in a year and a half, now we have to wait 2.5 years. That does, I would say, change when we see it. Like, does EA, there's I think if we thought the game was coming out next fall, I think there would be a possibility they announce it this year. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think showing like a trailer and then giving us like a year to kind of, for it to marinate, right? And then we actually get to play it. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But now being, 2+ years out, now it could be like a spring game. It could be spring 2023. It doesn't have to be fall 2023. They never said that. So, it's a little bit longer of a wait, I think, than most people were expecting. I would say if you did I didn't do a poll, but if you did do a poll before all this stuff happened and you said, when did you think Jedi Fallen Order was going to come out, Jedi Fallen Order 2, I think most people probably would have said 2022, but now it's 2023. Again, fine. I'll take the other games. I miss, like Star Wars games are very hit and miss even recently. I liked Battlefront 2. Squadrons, I liked for a whole whopping like 2 days, and then I stopped playing it. So like that was that. Lego Star Wars, can we please? Like that can fill the void. They can fill the void of Star Wars for quite a while. And then again, if EA does, whatever the heck they're going to do in the fall, that'll be, I guess, okay. That'll get us through like a month or two, and then we'll go into 2022. But let me know, guys, in the comments below, what do you think? Do you like that? Were you expecting it to come out earlier and you're disappointed? Let me know. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed to this channel. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when all these videos go up. Hit the like button. Definitely helps YouTube spread these videos out much more than they normally would. We've been experimenting with the like button over the last couple weeks, and boy, oh boy, does it help. But we're getting very close to 50K. Let's get there. I know I'm getting aggressive now, but I think we can really, really do it. A lot of people that watch my videos are not subscribed, so please, if you have not yet already, hit the subscribe button. And like I said, if you want to follow me over on Twitter, PodcastNow15, you can look me up on Twitter, or the link for it is in the description below. Thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope to see you all on the next video.